Hello and welcome back to ARAH, that is the G.I. Joe Real American Hero Costume Club YouTube channel. I am your host and founder, Wild Bill Hardy. In the last video, we did the introduction to Article 7, Merchandising and Promotional Standards. And so now we're going to get into swag rules. The all-inclusive swag rules. I know that some people are going to have an issue with this, but it is necessary. The reason why it is necessary is because anytime something is being sold on behalf of this club, it's kind of a delicate situation, because the powers that be, the owners of the intellectual property, well, they don't want us making money. They don't want us profiting off of their intellectual property, for good reason. I mean, makes sense. I agree with it. So it's a tough decision, but it has to be made if we want to exist. And there's going to be strict adherence to these rules. No ifs, no ands, no buts. We have to strictly adhere to these rules. Okay. Swag. So what is swag? Swag, or stuff we all get, is a great way to both promote and advertise the organization. Swag will have two designations: public and membership. Just as it implies, membership swag is for members only and may not be distributed to the public. This sort of swag usually is representative of, like specific t-shirts or club patches. Right? There's a reason why I have different factions. I know it drives Devery crazy why I chose to have a color-coded faction, but this is really why. It's what denotes the member from the non-member. Should anyone be wearing something of our apparel, something like our shoulder patches or whatever, and they're acting a fool out in public, we can definitely say that's not one of our members. Look at the color they're wearing. The color will definitely denote what faction they belong to. Gold is our honorary members. Green is our Joes. Blue is our Cobras. Red is our October Guard. Purple is our Dreadnoks. Silver is our non-members, or i.e. members of the public. Okay. The regulations relating to merchandising and promotions is meant to protect the intellectual property as well as this club. So again, following rules shall apply and may not be deviated in any way, shape, or form. I have said this in the original, in the introduction, and it's true. We must strictly adhere to these policies. No ifs, no ands, no buts. We cannot deviate. So swag pricing is to be set for non-profit, meaning price of swag is to be charged for the cost of the unit, item, and shipping where applicable. Items may be sold for the purpose of raising money for a charity, but this must be authorized by the sector command quartermaster, when we have one, prior to selling of said items. All swag that is sold as part of a fundraiser must have proper accounting submitted to the sector command quartermaster as soon as possible. This club likes to keep track of its fundraising efforts. Okay, with that said, our patches, for instance, right? I still have a plethora of patches. They are $6 a pop, right? And what that $6 is paying for, it was paying for the creation of those patches. It is paying for the shipping of those patches to those who purchase them. $6. You can hit me up in the comments, or you can go to the Facebook page. That I have mentioned them in the past. I've pictured them. They're $6. You can PayPal the club. The club has a PayPal account. It's gijo.arah@gmail.com. That's gijo.arah@gmail.com. When you PayPal us, send us little note of what it is you're ordering. If you are a member, you need to give us your name, obviously your name, address, so I can send it to you, but your service number. Bear in mind, do not try to make up a service number, because I have all service numbers on my laptop, because I'm the one who keeps the membership roster. So you try to make up a membership number, I'm going to know you're full of beans and no sale. Okay. And that's going to be the case with all swag. Okay. We cannot deviate. I'm sorry. We cannot. I want to keep this club in existence. If Hasbro ever finds out that we are producing swag and we're making a profit off that swag, right, we're going to get shut down. So, sorry, not happening. I've invested too much into this club over these nearly 13 years that I'm not going to jeopardize it, nor will any other member or non-member jeopardize it. So, I mean, that's fast rule. So, all swag creation must go through the Sector Command Quartermaster prior to production. Okay. I say that because when I was in the local 501st, we actually did have a couple people that made some really cool patches, and they were amazing, but they were unapproved. And they produced them, they sold them, and they probably pocketed the money for themselves. They made a profit off of it. That's the kind of thing that could get the club shut down and those individuals kicked out of the club. So that's serious. I mean, it's the same here. It's very serious. It's like if you engage in that kind of activity, I mean, it's likely to get you brought up on charges of conduct unbecoming of a Joe and could get you kicked out of the club. It's that serious. So, all swag must be in good taste and devoid of any profanity or vulgarity. That goes without saying. Swag using the club logo must have prior approval from the Sector Command Quartermaster prior to production. Team swag are to follow the same guidelines. That's when teams are created. When teams are created, you get to have your own sigil, logo, patch. Your artwork has to be reflective of that. If your artwork utilizes the club artwork at any way, make sure that it gets, it just has to be approved by the quartermaster. We currently do not have a quartermaster at this time as of this recording, because, we only have a membership officer. We only have an information officer. We only have the Sector Command First Sergeant. We have one team leader, and then yours truly, the founder. That's it. I would love to fill all those roles. Excuse me. I'd love to fill all those roles, and really what it comes down to is anyone who would love to step up into any of those roles, come talk to me. Okay? Come talk to me. The other thing is, like, when we get around to having elections and we actually get leadership roles, all the leadership roles filled, and then we start having elections going forward. I mean, nobody really wants to step up. So I encourage any and all of you that are members, if you really want to see this club grow and thrive, step up into a role. I personally will not turn down any help. So, I mean, the less I have to do, the better, So, swag that is not approved by the Sector Command Quartermaster is declared unauthorized merchandise. Unauthorized merchandise is not allowed to be sold in this club. Anyone selling unauthorized merchandise will be held to disciplinary action, meaning you are going to get charged with conduct unbecoming of a Joe, right? And depending on the severity of, if you're thumbing your nose at me, at the charter, at, everyone, and you have a disregard or a disdain for our club, our rules, our very existence. If you have a disdain towards Hasbro, you have a disdain towards, just whatever, then this club is probably not a good fit for you. No, scratch that, is not a good fit for you. And you will be shown the door. It is that imperative that we absolutely adhere to these standards and these policies, these protocols, because it's what's going to keep us from getting shut down. And if I'm being a little overbearing, you know what? I would rather err on the side of caution and do more than is expected of me than to not do enough, and then we lose the whole thing. Again, I have worked tirelessly. Devry has worked tirelessly since 2011 to keep this club going. And this is my passion. This is my thing. I guess in a sense, this is my legacy to the world, right? It's not, yeah. We cannot allow any kind of impropriety to happen. So I'm sorry if this rubs you the wrong way. We can chat about it, but again, at the end of the day, these rules are set in stone. These are etched in stone. These rules are not changing. I mean, unless Hasbro comes to me and says, hey, you can loosen up on that restriction there. If I have a Hasbro executive that reaches out to me and says, hey, I went through your charter. This section here needs to be tightened up. I'm going to do it. This section here can be loosened up. Okay, then I can loosen up. But, I'm doing the best I can to make sure that Hasbro is satisfied that we are not taking advantage of their intellectual property, all the while providing a good home atmosphere for the membership and fan base that we interact with. Okay. With that said, that concludes swag rules. Next up will be the team website creation protocol, then fundraisers, then accepting donations, promotional standards, vendor guidelines and responsibilities, recasting, and vendor blacklists. Again, future videos. So with that, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for paying attention to this series. This is important, and your cooperation is greatly needed and most appreciated. So comments, questions, concerns that you have about this or anything else, drop them in the comments below. Interact with me. I need the feedback. I love the feedback. And if you have an issue, let's discuss it. Okay. So, Yo Joe, Cobra, no one is half the battle. And we'll talk to you in the next one regarding team website creations. Okay. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.